Good morning, it's Allie from vLuv, and we are doing a mukbang, which means basically you're eating with me. We're talking about a bunch of different topics. Today, I kind of already got into my food a little bit. I'm having some cherries and mangoes. I had 4 mangoes cut up and a bunch of cherries. And I am having a lemon water. So today there's a few topics I want to talk about, but first I wanted to show you what I got. I'm so excited. So this doesn't require a green screen, but this has a bunch of backgrounds. So I am really pumped to try this and give you guys some backgrounds that are better than just random backgrounds, and maybe I'll try it in here. Although kitchen background's pretty good if you're doing a mukbang, don't you think? Then I also got a green screen as well, which is pretty exciting. It's got a whole kit, and it also has the green screen wizard. The pinball wizard. No, just the green screen wizard. And I also got the thing to hang up the green screen so I can have it in all of my backgrounds, unless I'm going to be doing this. And I'm going to be pre-filming a lot of Halloween videos in August and September, because in the end of October, beginning of November, I'm going to Italy. I'm so excited. Plane ticket has been bought, and I'm going to be there for 10 days. So I'm going to be in Florence and in Tuscany and a bunch of other places, hopefully. So I am pretty pumped about that. If you want to see how I saved up for the plane ticket, let me know down below and I will do a video on that. So other things I want to talk to you guys about, I'm going to pull it up, is that I have been having a little bit of low energy, and it's probably due to my lack of fruit this week. I really haven't been eating too much fruit, and that becomes an issue when you're me, because that's what I thrive on. So yesterday, I ordered 2 things. View order details. I ordered barley grass powder. I ordered 1 pound of that, and the reason that I want to use that is that I see Mango Island Mama or Ellen Fisher put that in a lot of her kids' smoothies, and I think some in her smoothies as well, and the health benefits are supposed to be really fantastic. I also see, oh, It's Always Beautiful. She also does it as well, and I am really excited to get that and start putting that in my smoothies. And then they also use hemp seeds, so I decided to get some hemp seeds too. I do have chia seeds, which I need to start using more. I've been kind of slacking on the chia seeds department, so I gotta get into that. But the one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today, which was really interesting, is this document that I watched on Netflix. Okay, so Netflix, of course, is the place to go for most of the documentaries that you watch, as well as YouTube. And the documentary that I just watched, I think it was yesterday, is called The Real Beauty and the Beast. And it tells a story about about 2 people who are in the court. I think it was the French court, but I'm not sure, in the 1500s, and in the court back then it was a prized possession to own unique things, and they found what they called a savage man who was just covered in hair from head to toe, and they actually turned him into a gentleman. And from there they wanted to do an experiment of him marrying someone who was beautiful, and if they would produce children who were hairy, and how he would act if he was going to be animalistic or not. Little did they know about what was really going on, and they didn't have any DNA testing back then. So let me give you the true facts on this so-called disease. It's called hypertrichosis, also known as the werewolf gene. And what it explains in the documentary, I think it was that a DNA broke and something within the DNA went into a different DNA, and that's what caused it, which is actually quite a phenomenon if you ask me. That's pretty nuts. So while watching this documentary, they went to, I think it was 2 people's lives, and they talked about having this disease. It's actually just a genetic mutation is what I would call it. It's just slightly different than other people, and they produce hair kind of everywhere. They have it on their face, on their arms, and I actually watched a what was it? A Fantasy Island episode, and it kind of reminded me of this documentary in a way, except for they said they pulled it off as a curse and not as a disease. And this man was a recluse. He was really good at playing the piano, and he had hair everywhere, so he didn't want to be seen in public. And then it's kind of the same similar tale with Beauty and the Beast. One of the girls came along, and he was a big fan of hers and she was a big fan of his. She played the piano as well, from what I'm remembering. And the only way to break the curse, which is similar to the Beauty and the Beast that we all usually watch with the Disney version, was to kiss him. So it was actually a really well done production. I love Fantasy Island, but this is actually a disease that people have, and I found it really interesting that they actually took them into court, that they were still kind of experimenting with them at the same time, which kind of sucks. And one of the things that, because we don't actually know if the 2 of them actually loved each other. I forgot what their names were. I think it was Petrus or Petrus. It was maybe Petrus. It was his name was originally, I think it was a Spanish name or a Latin name, and it got changed into actually Latin, like back then Latin. And so his name just got converted a little bit. And then I think her name was Catherine, or something similar to Catherine. And Catherine and, I'm going to call him Petros, they ended up getting married. They had the queen picked who he was going to marry, so they had an arranged marriage. And she met him right there. And then it looks like they got to love each other, because there's one picture where her hand is on his shoulder, and in the 1500s apparently that was the way that people showed affection in pictures. So I just found this documentary really interesting. Another documentary that I really liked is called Living on $1 a Day. And that's on Netflix as well. That's about a group of college students who go down to South America. I'm not exactly sure, I haven't seen it in a while, where they end up going to, and they tried to live on $1 a day there. And another documentary I really liked was the Vanderbilt documentary on the Vanderbilt house, and It is really cool. You can search it on YouTube. It's free. I watch a lot of documentaries on real estate. If you guys have ever seen my blog, That's Been Out of Order, I have a series called Real Estate Junkie where I talk about a lot of real estate stuff. So I watch a ton of real estate documentaries. I really like old history. I watch a lot of documentaries from England and on the castles there. I also think I watched a documentary on castles in Scotland as well, which was really interesting. So if you're into real estate, there's documentaries all over Netflix and on YouTube if you search it that you can find. Thanks for eating with me, and I will see you guys in another mukbang. Have an enlightening and adventurous day.